You know, the whole thing, and you know, the poll ad said last year we got to cut payroll because we need to make money on it. You know, you make money on your proteins by the increase in value of your franchise. You don't make it year to year. And for them to be that idiotic, I mean, they just had a good year and then let all these guys go.
Then I got to the gym today. Bill Griffin told me, how does the team broke their nose? Done for the year. Yes, I said. 8 weeks.
I feel lucky all those years I play basketball, I never melted my nose. I wonder why it doesn't happen more often.
How many times have you been in the NCAA?
Yeah. Yep. Well, it must be a bad break that you can't wear masks and play in it.
That's right. I mean, you know, the girls have a Division I school. I feel terrible.
Yeah.
It's having a great year.
Yep.
She's pushing. I mean, now the rest of them got stuff. I mean, this has really been coming out. I mean,
well, they've got a nice team. It's just...
Yeah, they do, but that... The weight, there's no orientation. This kid's a good sophomore. Yeah. And it lost a lot of weight. He's having a great year. Oh, my God.
Well, that doesn't give it. I was like, granddaughter's 9th birthday this weekend. She came up there. The family lives in Kilmer, but I had promised her Caitlin Clark game this year, so we're going to go. But I was joking with my son-in-law. I said, what we'll do is we'll line up tickets to the Caitlin Clark game and she'll roll her ankle with the baby before we get it. You know, it's always a possibility in basketball.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So, anyway, so that's what it is. Yeah.
Enjoy their retirement.
What's the time of the year? Time of the year.
I got the thing today and Bill told me about it. That was like,
what do I do?
Ladies and gentlemen, bring your attention to the horse. Today we are honoring our finest sophomores of the Williston State College Pregame. place is Allison Coonby. Allison grabbed the highest mark of the team during the opening weekend tournament in Newcastle freshman year. And has never looked back. The Malta Montana native currently leads the nation in shooting percentage and also leads the team in scoring and rebounding. Allison has also been a rock star in the classroom, earning herself a spot on the president's list. Allison is accompanied by her parents, Mark and Lisa Coonby. Congratulations, Allison. Our next sophomore is Lily Garcia. Ally came to us from Australia and has been a great player for the Tetons. She currently leads the Montana Conference in three-point shooting percentage, knocking out over 40% of her three-pointers. Ally is also a very good student, landing a spot on the president's list. Ally is escorted by her adopted team on Michelle Smith and little sister, Shea Smith. Also joining us via FaceTime, Ally's parents, Fernando and Eleanor Reyes Garcia. Our next sophomore to be honored is Tia Conradson. Tia hails from Williston, Montana, and one of the 5 Conradson girls. Tia has been a great teammate and has been asked for a hitting the spot when the shot for the game clock was about to expire. After graduating, Tia plans to move to Williston, Montana, and into the workforce. Tia is accompanied by her parents, Ron and Lily Conradson. Our fourth sophomore is Angelina Katie. Angelina Kresge to us from Horace, Texas. Having snapped a senior year of high school with a knee injury, and unfortunately, he sustained another injury in the preseason of last year. But has never given up and is now good to go. Another Teton is very well liked by your teammates. Angelina also earned a spot on the team list. Angelina is escorted by our Teton player, Orton O'Neill. Our final sophomore is Hannah Brisky. Like Garcia, Hannah comes from the land down under, and is currently redshirted this year. She is also a rockstar classroom and made the team list. And is accompanied by the adopted Teton parents, Texas Zoe Hill. We wish you good luck the rest of the season, Tetons, and good luck in your future endeavors in the years to come. Let's give a big hand to the Williston State College Tetons senior and sophomore class of 2025.
Yeah. Broke her nose in practice. Done. Yeah. Can you believe it? Done for the season. Yeah. Broke her nose. She did it in practice. Bill Triple told me that. Unbelievable. Ally Garcia. Dr. Ally Garcia. I know. That's why she's a pretty Tuesday, she sees a specialist assistant. My God.
Hey there, sports fans. Mike Ruder coming to you from the Well in Williston. They have just concluded getting the sophomore honors out onto the court, honoring all of the sophomores here this season for Williston State College. And now they put an extra 5 minutes up on the clock to get you going for the second to last game of the regular season for Williston State. It'll be coming up against Dawson Community College and the Buccaneers. Taking a look at the current standings where both teams sit. The Tetons currently in fourth spot in the conference standings. Looking at Dawson, they recently got their first conference win of the year. Now sit at 1-11. The Tetons at 7-5. The whole conference standings for the Mondack. Bismarck State at 10-2. North Dakota State College of Science 9-3. United Tribes 8-4. The Tetons at 7-5. Lake Region State at 7-5. Dakota College at Botno 4-8. Miles Community College 2-10. And Dawson Community College coming in at 1-11. Taking a peek over at Dawson Community College as they have just 8 players on the roster to see who's leading the way in scoring. Irini Chatsignoli is leading the way. She has 12.7 points per game. And Amari Humphrey in with 10.5. The 2 scoring leaders on the court for this Dawson squad. Looking at some of the ball control numbers to see how Dawson has been getting things done so far throughout the season rebounding. And paving the way in rebounding is Humphrey with 5.2 rebounds per game. Taking a peek over now at Williston State, and the Tetons will be a little extra short-handed here for not only tonight but the rest of the season. They'll be without the services of Allie Garcia, who ended up getting a broken nose and is in concussion protocol that she suffered in practice this week. So Garcia is going to be sorely missed for the Tetons on the court, but she is going to be still there off the court to help cheer her team on and see if they can't get a couple of big wins this weekend to close out the regular season and then advance into the Mondack Conference Tournament to see if they can do one position better than they've done the last 2 years as they look to try and come away with the crown. As it currently stands, the tournament would be held in Bismarck, but with a weekend slate of games, still a few teams have it up for grabs. Now we'll take a look at the Teton women's leading scorers, and they're going to be led in scoring by Allison Coonsey. Coonsey has been the leading scorer, one of the top leading scorers in the conference all season long. And she has been a fantastic forward presence now through her sophomore year for Williston State. Coonsey comes into the game scoring 18.4 points per contest. Garcia was scoring 13.7. Jersey Burke 13.3. Taylor Murtaugh 12.4. And Kylie Simpson has now climbed up into the double-digit bracket, scoring 10 points per game. So a rare feat where all 5 players that were starting for the majority of the season for the Tetons are scoring in double digits. As the final minute has hit the clock here on sophomore day for Williston State. They had sophomore day set for today to allow parents and fans to get here for these matinee games against Dawson, as tomorrow's games against Miles Community College make sure everyone can get here to the games and home safely. So they have the games here on Sunday. Bubbles is the game day sponsor, and it is McVeigh Elementary will be the hosted elementary school here for this afternoon's actions. Final half minutes up on the clock before we have our pregame announcements and then national anthem. Tetons getting lined up along the sidelines, and it is Dawson and Coach Mark Weber still having some communications with his squad out on the bench. So while we have some of the pregame announcements and the national anthem, we're going to kick it over to the scores table so you can listen in and then hear the national anthem. We'll be back for the starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to sing the national anthem, the salute the flag of our nation. Please rise, uncover, put your right hand over your heart, and stand attention to the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem is in the books here for this matchup between the Tetons and the Dawson Community College Buccaneers. And they'll have the starting lineups first for Dawson and the Buccaneers. We'll have a light rotation that they'll be going through here for today's game. Final pregame announcements are being made, and then we'll get both teams going. Dawson is wearing their road black uniforms with white lettering and red trim. The Coyotes will be in their white uniforms with green lettering and trim. So what's coming out first will be number 1, a 5'8" sophomore guard from Athens, Greece, Irini Chatsin-Canoli. Next up, number 5, a 5'8" freshman from Spain, Mariona Ceramella. Next is number 12, a 5'11" freshman from Covington, Georgia, Imari Humphrey. Number 22, a 5'11" freshman from Conrad, Montana, Taylor Evans. And rounding out the starting lineup is number 24, Zule Turkman, a 5'7" sophomore guard from Hatay, Turkey. And now it'll be the starting lineups for Williston State and the Tetons, as they'll have a little bit of a shakeup in their starting lineup here for sophomore night. The Tetons, without the help of Garcia, will look to turn to some other options. Coming out first for the Tetons is a freshman guard, standing at 5'9" tall from Botno, North Dakota, Kylie Simpson. Out second is a sophomore forward at 5 feet 10 inches tall from Malta, Montana, number 5, Allison Coonsey. A 5'9" freshman guard. 5'9" freshman guard from Australia, number 13, Taylor Murtaugh. Number 23, Tia Conradson, a 5'9" sophomore guard from Savage, Montana. And rounding out the starting lineup is a 6-foot sophomore forward from Porter, Texas, Angelina Kalief. So the Tetons looking to see if they can go in with their change of the starting lineups. Also noted that Jersey Berg not in the starting lineups here. We'll have to see how quickly she gets into the game. We did hear that she's been dealing a little bit of an illness that's been going around. There's the jump ball up in the air. It's going to be taken away by the Buccaneers. They'll start things off. Turkman has it up on top. Has a little bit of confusion. She has to look back to her bench at her coach. Looking to go underneath. Swing pass over to Sarah Molly. She's going to drive and lay it up and in. Sarah Malera gets it up and in for the first 2 points of the game. Back up Simpson up the court. Tetons looking to tie things up or take the lead on their first possession. Big screen on top from Coonsey. Now back over to Simpson. Tetons look also a little bit out of sorts on the offensive end. Swing pass over to Conradson. She's going to fire from range off the back of the iron, and that'll be tipped out of bounds by the Bucks. That'll be Williston State ball here. They get a fresh 20 on the shot clock after the long rebound was tipped out of bounds back to Williston. Simpson set to trigger from her own baseline. She calls for action. Up it'll go to Conradson on top. Coonsey posts up on the high post. Now to Murtaugh. Back over to Simpson. Looking up to Caleb. Three-pointer from Murtaugh. That's up and in. Taylor Murtaugh with the first bucket of the game for Williston State. And the Tetons are up. Now Simpson will tip it out of bounds on a long pass from Turkman. She had it intended over for Chatsinoli. Chatsinoli now looking to inbound. He'll get it into Turkman, who pushes it up the court to the far wing. Minute has elapsed. A 1-point game. Long pass again over to Sarah Malera. Gets down to the low post against Coonsey. Dishes it off to Turkman. Back to Sarah Malera underneath. Stolen away by Simpsons. Off to the races. One-on-one, a foot race with Chatsin-Canoli. Jump stop. Puts it up and in. Kylie Simpson with her first bucket of the game. Tetons up by 3. Back down the court comes Turkman and the Bucks. Looking to get it underneath to their big forward in Humphrey. No one open. Here comes a drive by Chatsin-Canoli, and she's going to be fouled on the drive. That one's going to be on Simpson. First personal, first team on Williston. Coming with 8:25 left to go in the first quarter. Usually they'll call it on Conradson. Unless this Tia got it on the arm, so it'll be number 1 on Tia instead of Kylie Simpson. Inbound pass goes to Humphrey. Up and no good. And another foul is going to be called on Williston State. So it'll be on Caleb, her first personal, second team. That sends Humphrey to the stripe with a chance to cut the lead down to 1, but now will have to be back down to 2 as she misses her first. So 0 for 1 so far from the stripe. Here comes the second of 2. That one stands on the back of the iron, and it's going to stall. So it is a dead ball on the back of the iron, and it'll officially go as a jump ball. So the ball will go back to the Tetons here with 8:24 left to go. So a rare oddity. And the free throw was just deadened on the back of the iron. So the Tetons will get to take over. Simpson has to call someone from the front court to get the inbound pass. And as she does, here comes Turkman to guard. Inbound pass goes to Simpson. She'll jog it up the court, working on Turkman across the timeline now. 8:18 left to go in the first quarter. Conradson up on top to Murtaugh. Long pass over to Simpson. She'll swing through, gets to the elbow now to Conradson. To Caleb on the low post. Pass it back out on top to Simpson. She fires from 3. That's up no good. Long rebound will be pulled down by Chanton Cannoli. She'll push it up the court for the Bucks. Tetons still up 5-2 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Pass going to go on Sarah Morella. Kicks it out to the perimeter, back to Turkman. Turkman looking to drive. Kick back up on top. Three-pointer coming from Evans. That's off the front of the iron. No good. Back comes Williston State. Long pass up to Coonsey. Gets it in space. She's going to drive, and there's going to be an offensive foul called on Coonsey. So already the third team foul on the Tetons. Just the first personal on Coonsey. Evans inbounds the ball back to Turkin. They push it back up the court for the Bucks. Score remains a 3-point Teton lead. They're looking underneath to get it to Humphrey. Nothing doing. Sarah Morala back out. Another Chanton Cannoli drive. She's going to get away with a walk down on the top of the key. Back out to Chanton Cannoli now on the swing pass from Sarah Morella. Another drive coming now. Chanton Cannoli throws it up. No good. And a late foul called. That will be number 1 on Simpson. Sending Chanton Cannoli to the stripe for another pair. The Bucks so far 0 for 2 from the line in the game. So Chanton Cannoli looking for her first points and try to chip in at this 3-point deficit. Is going to be up and good. Makes it a 2-point game now, 5-3. As she has one more coming from the stripe. Chanton Cannoli at the line for her second of 2, and that one is good as well. 2 for 2 from the line, a 1-point game, 5-4. 7:14 left to go in the first quarter. Back up the court comes Simpson. Conradson comes to pick up the ball on the near wing. Back up on top to Simpson. Out to Murtaugh. Murtaugh for 3 from the near wing. Got it to go. Kayla Murtaugh has had her second three-pointer of the quarter. And Coach Weber out on the court talking to Turkman as she works her way up the court. Turkman now on the near wing. They're looking to get it down low into the corner. Looking for the entry pass. Nothing there. Out on the wing to Evans. Underneath, they're looking for Humphreys. Can't handle the pass. Simpson dives on the ball. Gets it up to Murtaugh. Looking up the court. Now finds Coonsey. Coonsey driving. This time she goes through. Contact. No call the other way. And the Tetons looking to see if they can't get something called on their end. Chanton Cannoli bringing it back up the court. Looking to drive. She's going to be cut off. Now gets it over to Turkman. Dishes it off back to Chanton Cannoli on the baseline. Drives to the elbow. Spin on Simpson. Humphreys now gets it. Working on Caleb. Underneath it'll go. It'll be out of bounds off of Murtaugh. Hit off the toe of her foot and out. Now the first substitutions of the game are coming in. Out is Sully Turkman for the Buccaneers. Coming in for her is Lucia Godot, and for the Tetons, Caleb and Conradson come out of the game with Bolito as well as Berg checking in. And there's going to be a 5-second violation on the inbound pass. The turnover will give the ball back to the Tetons here with 6:14 left to go in the first. Simpson working her way back up the court. Crosses the timeline, swings it up on top to Bolito. High post to Berg. Turns around, kicks it back out. Simpson now for three. That one's going to be good. Kylie Simpson with 5 points. And the Tetons up now 11-4. Their offense starting to hum. Here as coming up the court, it's going to be Chanson Canoli. Pushes over to the far wing. Still looking for an up and over pass to Humphrey. She's going to be covered up by a couple of defenders. Puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Coonsey. All over Evans, all over Coonsey. No foul. Bolito now on the layup. Puts it up and in. We'll see Bolito for 2. Tetons in a hurry, up 9, and there's going to be a timeout called by the Bucks with 5:34 left in the first quarter. We're going to wait to see if it's a long one or a short one. Everyone, they're going to stretch it out to a full timeout, and we're going to take a timeout ourselves back in 1 minute.
Save on Steel outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw. Built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new Steel backpack blower or blower vac and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your Steel this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Casasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball, exclusively all season long on the Williston State YouTube channel. Dawson has the ball, trailing by 9 to the Tetons. Long pass over to Godoy. She flips it up on top of the perimeter to Evans. Now to Humphreys in the mid-post. Stolen away by Dolito. Back on the Tetons. 4-on-2. Berg has it. Gets in the middle of the paint underneath to Coonsey. Coonsey steps through. Puts it up and in with her first bucket of the game. Tetons now up 11 with 5:08 left to go. Chanson Canoli up again the court on the far wing. They're looking to try and feed it underneath the Humphreys. Pass is going to be too tall. It'll be taken away by Murtaugh and the Tetons. Over to Berg. She gets into the middle of the paint again, backs down, out, pass is going to be tipped, it'll be Murtaugh will pick it up, looks to drive, gets down low on the low post, gets a bump, kicks out into the corner for Bolito, who knocks down the dribble. Bolito off the bench with 5 points, and the Tetons now up by 14 points. Back up the court comes Sarah Malera. Bounce pass up on top, again to Chanson Canoli. She'll slow things down, looking for Evans, who is covered up by Bolito. Now over to Godoy on the wing. Back to Chanson Canoli, tipped away by Simpson. But Chanson Canoli able to recover. Now back to Sarah Morello. Score the first bucket of the game. Drives, kicks it out in the corner. Godoy gets away. Nope, she's not going to get away with the travel. Late whistle. Will be another turnover for the Buccaneers as they give it back to Williston State. Humphreys is going to come out of the game. Jasmine Half checking in for the first time. Now Simpson pushing it back up the court for Williston State. 4:15 left to go in the first quarter. Over to Bolito on the near wing. Looking for Berg. High post. And Berg gets bumped as she gets the pass, but recovers underneath to Coonsey. And there is going to be a foul called. We'll see who it's on. It'll be Dawson's first personal. That one is going to be on Sarah Malera. And now the Tetons will be inbounding from underneath their own basket. They go 4 wide along the baseline. Simpson calls for action, looking for Berg underneath. Had a good seal, couldn't find her. Now to Murtaugh. Back to Simpson. Pushed it back to Murtaugh. Shot with a hand in her face. A third three-pointer of the quarter for Taylor Murtaugh. She has 9 in the game, and another seal off the inbound pass. Tetons back to Bolito. Up on top to Simpson, looking for Murtaugh again. Wide open from way downtown. Off the mark, no good. Berg's going to tip it around, and it's going to be out of bounds. It'll go back to the Tetons here with 3:42:20 on the shot clock. Inbound play now coming for the Bucks, for the Tetons in front of the Bucks bench. Tetons sit along the post. Side screen coming. Berg will pop out along the perimeter. She'll get the inbound pass from Simpson. Up on top to Bolito, looking underneath for Coonsey. Going to be tipped around, and it'll stay with... Oh, they're going to say this time it goes back to the Bucks. So it'll be a little bit of... The pressure now will fade away, and the Tetons now late again to get into the on-ball pressure. Pass will go into Sarah Malera. Pass over is going to be out of bounds. And Simpson just about hit with that errant pass from Evans, looking for Chanson Cannoli. They go out of bounds back to Williston State. 3:31 left to go in the half. Simpson crosses the timeline. Tetons up 21-4. Bolito back up on top to Simpson's high post to Berg. Turnaround baseline. Coonsey had a bobble, steps through, and she's going to dive on the ball, and they're going to call Coonsey for her second personal foul. So now there's number 2 on Coonsey, and that's going to be free throws coming for Williston, or for the Buccaneers. So coming up to shoot at the stripe will be Mariona Saramarella. 2 shots coming. Sarah Malera with 2 points so far in the game. She misses the front half of the 2-shot bonus, and she'll have a chance for one more. Next one up on the way, and that one is going to be good. Makes it now 21-5. Wilson State up on top. Over to Murtaugh. Looking up to Simpson. High post to Berg. Berg looking underneath. Bolito couldn't handle the pass. It'll kicked out to Murtaugh again. Now to Simpson for 3. Simpson knocks down her second 3 of the game. Tetons with a barrage of 3-pointers, and they're up 19 here in the first quarter. Just under 3 minutes left to go. Chanson Cannoli has it up on top. Swinging through is going to be Sarah Malera. Gets it over now into the hands of Half. Back to Sarah Malera. Up and over everything, no good. She'll get the loose ball. Half again. Got away with a big-time travel. Out to Chanson Cannoli. 3-pointer will miss. Pulled down by Bolito. Long pass over to Simpson. Simpson, bounce pass underneath to Murtaugh, who pushes it up and in for 2 more. Taylor Murtaugh with 11 in the first half. Sarah Malera back up the court for the Buccaneers. 2:20 left to go. 26-5, 21-point lead. Picking up the ball is going to be Godoy up on top. She'll hand it off to Chanson Cannoli. Steps through, and that's going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Coonsey. Puts it on the deck. Now up to Murtaugh. Murtaugh drives, swing pass into the corner. Bolito's going to be called for the travel. And that'll be a turnover back to the Bucks. Jersey Berg checking out of the game. And Califf will come in with 2:04 left to go. So inbound pass now for the Bucks. Chanson Cannoli crosses the timeline. Conradson was set to come in for Wilson State on the next stop. Half from the wing. She'll pull the trigger. No good. Simpson with a rangy rebound to pull it down. Tetons looking for a secondary look in transition. Murtaugh drive, swing pass. Bolito for 3. That one's going to be off the back of the iron. No good. And it'll be pulled down by Godoy. She'll push it up the court. Long pass over to Half. It'll be tipped away from Bolito. Steal by the Tetons. Bolito now pushing it up the court. She's going to push it all the way over to Simpson. Underneath, it'll go to Coonsey. Got pushed in the back, and she's going to try to step through. Up and in. Coonsey gets 2 more. And Coonsey with some tough sledding here in this first quarter, but the Tetons have pushed it up to a 23-point lead, 28-5. Sarah Malera gets it over to Chanson Cannoli on the wing, now to Half on top of the perimeter. Puts it back to Godoy. Godoy fires one from deep. That's no good. A couple of Tetons run into each other, and they can't pull down the rebound. Half now on the drive. She's going to be blocked by Murtaugh. Califf comes up with the ball to Simpson. We'll work it back up the court in the final minute of the first half. Tetons looking to push this one out here early. Over to Murtaugh. Back up to Simpson. Now to Bolito on the near wing. Califf has it on the high post. She's going to be hit from behind by Godoy, who's going to come away with it. Here comes Murtaugh. Puts it, and Murtaugh just a half step late as Godoy gets the layup. One shot called by Coach Triplett. As Murtaugh walks it across the timeline. She'll hand it off to Kylie Simpson. Pull it out on top of the perimeter. 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. 16 on the shot clock. Simpson working her way around. Hand check going by half, but no foul called. As Simpson now looking to drive. She pulls back on the perimeter to Bolito. Over on the wing to Murtaugh. Murtaugh lurking underneath. Throws it up at the bucket. Not going to hit anything, and it's going to be a shot clock violation with 1.7 seconds left to go. 2 subs coming in for each team, but not enough time to really do anything. They'll still have just a couple ticks left to go. So the Buccaneers not sure who's in or who's out. And now it'll be an inbound play. Go Triplett calling for no fouls. They'll get it into Turkman, who just checked back into the game. A long heave, and it'll hit the top of the backboard. It'll be a 28-7 lead for the Tetons after the first quarter. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second here from the Well in Williston.
Looking for reliable, professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC. Your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College team athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Michael, we're back here for Teton basketball on on the Williston State College YouTube page. Bucks working the ball around the court, see if they can cut into the 21-point deficit. Pass goes up on top to Turkman, now to Chadson Canoli, looking underneath for Evans. Back up to Godoy. Godoy collides in with the Teton. Evans on a baseline drive, kicks it into the corner. Turkman for 3. That's going to be up and over everything, but Chadson Canoli right there to pick it up and put it back in. We'll back up the court now. Will come the Tetons, leading by 19 points. Simpsons will hand it off to Conradson. Entry pass underneath will go to Keeksta. 3-pointer from Murtaugh off the front of the iron, no good. Turkman with a good box out will pull it down. Running the paint is going to be Godoy. Gets it underneath to Humphreys, throws it up and good. First bucket for Humphreys. That'll make it a 28-11 game. Simpson coming around a tall screen. Kicks it off back to Murtaugh, looking down low in the paint. Up on top to Califf. Now over to Connerton on the near wing. Califf with a screen. Slip screen, goes underneath, gets down low, takes one dribble, looking to try to put it up. Nothing there, kicks it out, and there's going to be a 3 in the key called on the Tetons. And they'll turn it back over here with 8:46 left to go in the second quarter. Godoy quickly coming out of the game. Jasmine Half checking back in. Turkman working her way back up the court. She walks across the timeline. Now slowly pushing over to the far wing. Crosses over. She'll hand it off to Chadson Canoli, who fires from range. That's off the mark. No good. Pulled down by Conradson. She has Simpson all alone underneath. Simpson got hit on the face. How do you not call a foul on that one? Kylie Simpson hit on the face by Chadson Canoli, and the whistle did not get called. Another steal now. Here comes Murtaugh. Got reached out and grabbed by Turkman. Gets it underneath to Conradson. Back to Murtaugh for 2 more, and there's going to be a timeout called by the Buccaneers. It's going to be a short timeout. We'll take a short one as well. Back in 30 seconds.
You work hard. You deserve a space that's truly yours. Whether it's upgrading your current home or stepping into something brand new, American State Bank and Trust Company is here to make your dreams a reality.
This is Megan Winker, Assistant Vice President and Real Estate Loan Manager at American State Bank and Trust Company. Our lending team is committed to offering tailored loan options and expert guidance because you deserve nothing but the best. Visit with Heather Ryder or me and go beyond towards the home of your dreams.
Stop in or visit ASBT.com today. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Save on Steel outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new Steel backpack blower or blower back and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your Steel this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on the Williston State College YouTube page. That 30-second timeout got extended out to a minute. Turkman now works it around, finds half looking to drive. Kick pass into the corner. Chadson Cannoli for three. Good closeout by Simpson, and it'll be pulled down by Keeksa on the rebound. Simpson now working her way up the court. She'll cross the timeline. 7:45 left to go in the second. Up on top to Jersey Berg, who's freshly back in the game. Backdoor for Murtaugh. Couldn't handle the pass from Berg. It'll go out of bounds back to the Buccaneers. Another substitution for the Bucks. Evans will come out of the game. Coming in, Mariki Acton. Back up the court now comes the Bucks. Turkman calling for action, gets it over to half, looking for a drive. Underneath, it'll go, puts up and into more for Humphreys. So Humphreys now, with two more, makes it a 32-13 game. Back out to Murtaugh now on the perimeter. Three-pointer from Murtaugh, in and out, no good. That'll be pulled down by half. She'll push it up the court to Chadson Cannoli. Pulls it back up on top now to half again. To Turkman on the wing. Hands it off to Chadson Cannoli. Good weave by the Buccaneers, looking for a backdoor pass. Connerton, good closeout to Chase Acton, who's working her way around. Humphreys now on the elbow extended. Chadson Cannoli back up on top. Godoy said to check in on the next stop for the Bucks. Half puts her shoulder down, throws a wild one up. It'll be pulled down by the Tetons as they push it back up the court here. 6:39 left to go. Be back up the court. Berg tries to get out of her screen, and she's going to be bumped around now to Simpson. Reached in again by Turkman. No foul called. Out it'll go. Now underneath to Keeksa. Puts it up. That'll be no good. Berg is going to try to save it from going out of bounds. It'll be back to Dawson. So a couple of subs in and out. Chadson Cannoli and half checks out of the game. The Tetons with Reeksta in there in the low post to guard against Humphreys, who's the leading scorer. Back up the court now comes the Bucks. They get it out on the wing to Godoy, who's freshly checked back into the game. Godoy underneath, it'll go to Anthony. Out to Evans on the perimeter. She's going to drive, float one up, no good. Pulled down by Murtaugh. Now back up the court come the Tetons. Murtaugh looking to drive. She'll get into the paint, kicks it off to Berg from the wing. Three-pointer for Jersey. No, long two for Jersey. So Berg with a long two. It's her first points of the game. Makes it now 35-13. And a loose ball on the court, still fighting for it. Berg will come down with it, and she's going to be fouled by Humphreys. That'll be the first personal first team on Humphreys. And a substitution coming in now for Williston State. Emily Fixico will come into the game. She'll replace Reeksta out on the court. Simpson pushing it past Turkman. Drives. Simpson's continuing to drive. Hands it off to Murtaugh. Fixico with the screen. Back to Simpson. Fixico gets it in a low post. Loses the ball. Godoy will come away with it and look to work it back up the court. Long pass to Humphreys, and the post is going to be hit by Connerton, who will pick up her second personal. First team foul in the quarter with 5:18 left to go. So two shots going from Humphreys here in the second. A 22-point lead for the Tetons, 35-13. Humphreys with her first of two is going to be up and good. She's now 1 of 3 from the line. One more shot coming. Next one on the way. That one is going to be good as well. So that'll make it now a 20-point lead, 35-15. Simpson, double high screen. She'll kick it off to Berg again on the near wing. Looking underneath for Fixico. Nothing there. Back out to Murtaugh, who curls around. Now to Conradson. She's going to pull the trigger from long range. That's off the mark. No good. Pulled down on the perimeter by Sarah Morella. Long pass up goes to Humphreys, and that one's going to be no good. Fixico with the rebound. Gets it off to Murtaugh. Humphreys comes up with a little bit limpy underneath the Conradson, swings it into the corner for Berg. Up on top, it'll go to Murtaugh. Simpson, big pump fake. Conradson in the corner for 3. That's off the mark, no good. Berg with the putback on the rebound. Up and in it goes for Jersey Berg. She has 4 in the game. Coach Weber still letting Humphreys play out there without calling time after tweaking her ankle. Sarah Morella now up on top. She'll get it to Godoy. Godoy looks to step through, and she went for a Euro step and took an extra one. And that will be a turnover back to Williston State. And the Tetons making a couple of substitutions. Out is coming Berg and Conradson. Back into the game is going to be Kunze as well as Bolito. Up the court is Simpson. She's looking to drive, and she's going to be bumped on the ground by Turkman, who picks up her first personal, second team in the quarter. Inbound play coming now once again for Williston State. So that's actually number 2 on Turkman. Inbound play goes to Murtaugh on the near wing for 3. Taylor Murtaugh hits another three-pointer. And that is her 16th points of the game. Closing in on 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Turkman up on top of the perimeter. She'll get it off on the wing. Now the drive from half. Gets a step on Fixico. High angle off the glass. Up and good. And 2 more points coming in as now on the bench. It is Humphreys who's getting a little bit of medical attention. Pass underneath. It'll go to Simpson, who puts it up. Nice give and go from Murtaugh. Kylie Simpson for 2 more. She has 10. Lead has been pushed up now 42-17. 2 subs set to come in for the Buccaneers. Over on the wing to Half. Crosses over on Fixico. And there's going to be a block by Fixico on the drive. Half goes up again. That's going to be no good. Gets her own rebound. Fixico with another block on Half. Into the hands of Simpson to go. Races up the court. Over to Murtaugh. Murtaugh underneath, and she's going to be hammered from behind by Evans. So Evans picks up her first personal. We have a substitution coming in for the Tetons. Checking in for Fixico. It will be Patience Gray for the first time. So Simpson calling out directions for her teammates. Still just a little bit confusion. Gets it up on top to Bolito. Calling for a screen from Gray. Bolito crosses over on her defender. Gets it over to Murtaugh. Underneath to Gray. Good position. Turn around, puts it up, and she's going to be fouled by Godoy. So that sent Gray to the stripe for a pair. 3:13 left to go in the first half. Coach Triplett having a chuckle with Fixico on the bench after her stellar defensive performance. The last trip she had defensively. Gray with the first free throw is going to be up and good. Gray will have one more coming from the stripe. Teton so far in the half. As the first free throw they've shot, first and second. And Gray knocked both of them down. Now 44-17. Up the court comes Half. Teton still in man-to-man defense. Chadson Canoli now has it, working her way around the perimeter. She's looking to drive, no one open. She'll hand it off to Acton. Back up on top, it'll go to Godoy. Godoy is going to be cut off by Simpson, looking for Acton on the low post. Now off to the baseline. Back up to Half, now on top. Godoy goes from range. That one is going to be up and in. First three-pointer of the half for the Buccaneers, and their 5th field goal they've hit so far in the first. Simpson crosses over a double high screen. Back out to Kunze, looking underneath for Gray. Nothing there. Kunze puts it on the deck, still looking for Gray, who's working for the up and over pass. A little too tall and be intercepted by Evans. Evans up to half. Pushes it up again to Jadson Canoli. Weaves her way around the perimeter to Godoy. She goes for another one from deep. That's not going to hit anything. Out of bounds it'll go back to the Tetons with 2:18 left to go in the first half in a 24-point game. Substitution coming in for Williston State. Murtaugh will be checking out with Conradson back in. Bolito will inbound the ball to Simpson. Up the court she marches. Final handful of possessions for both squads in the first half. Conradson gets the ball, now works her way back up on top. Underneath it'll go to Gray. Slips it through. Patience Gray with two more. And she's in line for a breakout game here this afternoon in Williston if she continues to play like that in the post. Jadson Canoli hands it off to half again. Up on top it'll go to Evans. Evans on the drive, going to lose the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. They'll say it stays with the Bucks. Out of the game is Acton. Back in comes Amari Humphrey, who looks to have recovered from her ankle injury earlier. Inbound play goes to Humphrey underneath on Gray. Kicks it out into the corner to Jadson Canoli. Jadson Canoli drives, dishes now to half. Half working her way into the paint. Up on top it'll go to Godoy. Godoy looking to take off on Simpson. Lose the ball, got away with a big double dribble and flips it up, no good. Humphreys with the rebound, and they're going to call a foul on Kunze, who had her hands straight up in the air, not causing any contact. And that's going to be number 3 on Kunze. The foul in the bucket did go in for Humphreys. Excuse me, number 2 on Kunze. So Humphreys' first and only is going to be up and good. So she does complete the three-point play, now makes it 46-22. Simpson, long pass over to Conradson. Going to be double teamed, she'll swing it over to Kunze. Looking down low for Gray, nothing there. Humphreys is hounding Kunze, and there's going to be a foul called on Humphreys. So that will be shots coming for Kunze from the stripe. It'll be the fifth team foul. So it should be the 5th, so there should be shots coming. So they do make, and they were going to have the Tetons inbound, so now they change it. And that will send Kunze to the line. So they will have to wait now for Jersey Bird to enter the game. So it'll be Kunze at the stripe for a pair. First one on the way for Kunze is going to be up and good. She'll have one more coming with 1 minute 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Kunze at the line for her second of 2. That one is good as well. Tetons have been fantastic from the stripe. Kunze now will come out of the game, and Jersey Berg will come in. Inbound play now for the Buccaneers. It'll be Jadson Canoli bringing it up the court. She'll look to hand it off to Godoy. Good cover up by Conradson. Now over to Godoy. Going to be picked up by Simpson along the perimeter, giving her room. Is she going to stand so far out? Here comes a baseline drive by Evans, who puts it up and in. And a very, very late foul called on the court as Evans knocked it down. It's going to go against Berg. Another foul called on the Tetons with a chance for Evans to cut the lead back down to 22 points here with 1:24 left to go in the first half. Evans with one shot, and that is going to be up and good. Bounce pass over to Berg. Swings it back to Simpson. Simpson weaving her way through traffic. Gets it over to Bolito on the far wing. Back up on top to Simpson. And the Tetons can set up in their half-court look. Bolito crossing over, trying to get away from Humphreys. A good screen from Gray. Gets it into the corner to Simpson. Simpson for 3 with a hand in her face. Up no good. Humphreys pulls down the rebound. Loses the handle. Conradson picks it up. And she's going to lose the ball on the way up. And that'll be in there for 2 more as she came back down with it and put it back in. I'm not sure how she avoided a travel, but they will say 2 more for Tia Conradson. Swing pass over onto the wing. Evans looking to drive on Bolito. Got away with a push-off, and she'll get it in the paint to Humphreys. Humphreys with a pump fake. Going to be blocked by Gray. Gets it off to Berg. Back come the Tetons. Final 35 seconds of the half. Jerseyburg now over to Kylie Simpson. Simpson with a quick three-pointer. Off the back, no good. Gray with the rebound. She's going to be fouled as she puts it back up. And Patience Gray will go back to the stripe. Gray with 4 points in the game so far, looking for a couple more. Substitution coming in for the Bucks. Out of the game is going to go Humphrey. In is Sarah Malera. Gray at the line for her first. That one just slides off the side of the rim. No good. She'll have one more coming. 50-46 with 27 left to go. Murtaugh set to come in. Here comes the next one from Gray. That one rattles around and does drop in. And Murtaugh will come in for Gray here for this last defensive stand, especially with Humphreys out of the game. Inbound play and to go to Chancelloli. She's going to be trapped. Tetons looking for a steal. It's going to get over to Sarah Morella, and it'll be a travel called on half with 21 seconds left to go. It'll give the ball back to Williston State. Here at halftime, the Teton men's team is going to honor their sophomores, and they have a whole swath of them. So Coach Herman decided instead of pausing the pregame warm-up session for about 15 minutes, they'll do it here at halftime. Tetons now can hold for one shot. 51-26, a 25-point lead. Simpson dribbling now over to Murtaugh on the near wing, looking for a curl. Up on top, Polito didn't see the pass coming. 5 seconds left. Simpson over on the wing, over to Murtaugh, is going to be blacked by Sarah Morella, and the Tetons don't get a shot off at the half, but they will head to the locker room up 25. We're going to take a quick break so we can get the official stats from the printer. When we come back, we'll have the complete halftime breakdown for you here from the Well from Williston. While we do wait to pick up the halftime stats, we will let you enjoy the Tetons will be honoring the sophomores here on Coach Terry Olson Court, as they have all of the sophomores to be honored. And they may have a little bit of extra time added to our halftime 15-minute break, so we'll have to see. But we'll be back when the Teton men's team is finished with their sophomore day honors.
Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the court as we recognize the men's sophomore athletes. First up, Tyson Ingers. Tyson from Postgame, North Dakota. In his 2 years, Tyson has been a tremendous leader, has been the model of how we want our student athletes to represent our program. the transfer to a 4-year degree in business while playing basketball. Thank you, Dimitri. Freedom Long. Freedom Transfer from Bianca Trinidad. And was 2 years old in the Pregame connection. In his 2.5 years, Freedom has known around campus for his smile and easygoing attitude. This has been on display this year while he dedicated his position for the benefit of the program. Freedom will graduate from Williston State College this spring and plans to transfer to a 4-year degree in business or playing basketball. Thank you, Freedom.
right, we're back here from the well in Williston for Teton basketball, exclusively on the Williston State College YouTube page. Apologies for the extended delay there after the sophomore night festivities got concluded. A little bit of a issue getting the official stats, but we do have what we can tell you right now. We will start off with the scoring for Dawson Community College and the Buccaneers. Leading the way for the Bucks is Amari Humphrey, who has 8 points at the break. She's hit 3 field goals and has went 2 of 3 from the stripe. 5 points coming in from Taylor Evans, 5 from Lucia Godoy, 3 points from Mariona Ceramorella, 2 in from Jasmine Half, and 2 from Irini Chatzicanoli. Now, looking at shooting in the first quarter for the Bucks, they were 2 of 11 from the field, 0 of 6 from deep, and 3 of 7 from the line. They picked things up a little bit in the second. They were 7 of 18 for the field from 38%, 1 of 5 from deep, and 4 of 5 from the free throw line. They had 12 rebounds in that first half, and no one with more than 2, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block to go along with 14 turnovers in that first half. Taking a look now at the Tetons to see how they got things done scoring. Williston State is led by Taylor Murtaugh with 16 points. She's hit 4 3-pointers and 2 2-pointers. Riley Simpson has 12 points at halftime, 3 2-pointers and 3 2-pointers and 2 3-pointers. 6 points coming in from Allison Coonsey, 5 each from Lucia Bolito, as well as Jersey Berg and Patience Gray, and 2 points coming in from Tia Conradson. The Tetons had 15 rebounds in that first half. It was another rebound by committee effort for the Tetons. No one has more than 2. 14 assists led by Simpson's 6. 9 steals and 3 blocks with only 6 turnovers. Shooting for the Tetons, they were 11 of 17 from the field in the first half for 64%. 6 of 11 from deep. Did not attempt a free throw in the first quarter. From the field in the second quarter, they were 8 of 16, so still shooting 50%. They cooled down a little bit from range, hitting 2 of 9 3-pointers for 22%, and they did hit 5 of 6 free throws in that second half. Both teams now back out onto the court, getting ready to go for the start of the third quarter. As it looks like now the Tetons are back out with not their starting 5, as they had a couple of extra honorees on the court for sophomore night. And it's going to be Simpson, Coonsey, Murtaugh, Berg, and Bolito getting the run here in this second. Starting off with the ball is going to be the Buccaneers. Turkman has it, and she's going to bowl over Bolito, but lose the ball. Picked up by Simpson. She'll slow things down. Simpson, jump pass over to Murtaugh. Gets across the timeline. Berg on the wing. Bolito gets it in the corner. She looks to take off and drive. Goes for a finger roll, but she's going to be fouled underneath. That foul's going to go against Godoy. So Godoy picks up just her first team foul to send Bolito to the stripe. First one on the way for Bolito is going to rattle off. No good. She'll have one more coming. So Bolito now at the stripe for her second of 2. That one is going to be up and good as well. So that pushes the lead out one more. Bolito with the free throw. Back comes the Buccaneers. Godoy with a little shovel pass underneath intended for Evans. It's going to go out of bounds back to the Tetons. So a couple of quick turnovers for the Bucks here to start off this third quarter. 52-26 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Full court press coming for the Buccaneers. And it's going to be Simpson races past the defenders. She gets to the wing and she'll peel things off and set up the half-court look for Williston State. Bucks in man-to-man. Coonsey on the wing, guarded by Evans. Looking down underneath for Murtaugh. No, nothing there. Back up to Bolito. Now over to Murtaugh on the wing. Good seal by Coonsey underneath. Jump stop, puts it up, and it's going to drip in for Coonsey. First bucket of the second half for the Tetons. And Coonsey now with 8 points. Chatzicanoli has it. She's going to drive, swing pass out on top of the perimeter. Back out it goes. Godoy forces up a 3. That's going to be no good. Pulled down by Coonsey. She got hit on the rebound attempt. No foul called. Back comes Coonsey up the court, and she'll be hammered again. Ball went off of Kunze's foot, but they're going to keep it with the Tetons here with 8:44 left to go in the third. Simpson set to trigger from her own baseline. Tetons along the block, calling for action. Berg gets it in the mid-range area. She'll pull the trigger. That one hits off the front of the rim. No good. Back up the court comes Sarah Malera. Gets it off to Chatson-Cannoli, who works her way around, looking for Godoy. Gets it in space, throws it up and in. We'll see Godoy with 2 more. She has 7. Simpson now working her way back up the court for the Tetons. Checked by Chatson-Cannoli. Simpson, bounce pass over to Berg on top of the perimeter. Kicks it off to Kunze. Looking for Bolito. Gets it underneath. Touch pass out to Murtaugh for 3. Got it to go. Taylor Murtaugh with another 3-pointer. Her 5th of the game. She has 19 points. Back up the court now. It's going to come the Bucks. Tall pass goes out to Godoy on the perimeter. She's going to put it on the deck. Underneath it'll go. Tipped away from half. And back up the court comes Kunze. Gets it to Murtaugh. Murtaugh with the layup up. And that one is good. Murtaugh now with 21 points in the game. Turkman said to check back in after she was pulled early in this first half. Here comes a drive. And there's going to be a blocking foul. If that's on Jersey Berg, it's a travesty. And it will go against Berg, who planted her feet to absorb contact, and she still picks up the foul. So Berg will get her second personal foul, first team of the quarter. And that'll send Sarah Malera to the stripe. First one on the way is going to rim off, no good. She'll have one more coming. So one shot for Sarah Malera. 59-28, 31-point lead for the Tetons, their largest of the game. It'll tick back down to 30 with the second free throw being good. Simpson kicks it off to Berg, who will push it up the court. Berg back to Simpson, who crosses the timeline, closing on 7.5 left to go in the third quarter. Murtaugh finds some space, gets it out to Simpson. Baseline drive, who puts it up and hit the bottom of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Evans. We'll kick it off back to Turkman, who pushes it up the court. Gets it underneath the Self, who slipped through traffic, and Jasmine Half finds herself all alone underneath. Back up the court is going to be tipped out of bounds, and that'll go back to the Tetons. So the Tetons see if they can put the hammer down here in the third quarter with a massive lead. Murtaugh set to inbound the ball from her own baseline, calling for action. Bounce pass over to Berg against Half. Up on top, it'll go to Bolito. Back to Murtaugh. Finds a seam, catches, shoots, in and out, no good. Berg with the offensive rebound. Turn around, a little 5-footer, that's going to be no good. It'll be pulled down by Half. She'll push it up the court. Has Chatson-Cannoli on the wing. Bolito will cut her off. Chatson-Cannoli looking for Turkman in space. Kicks it out. Mid-range jumper for Evans. That'll be up and no good. Tipped away from Kunze, and Murtaugh can't save it from going out of bounds. Substitution coming in now for the Buccaneers. Half checking out of the game. Back in is Humphrey. Inbound play coming for the Bucks from their own baseline. Chatson-Cannoli set to trigger. Chatson-Cannoli pump fake, gets it over to Turkman. Back to Chatson-Cannoli, who curls around. Bolito pops the ball away. Chatson-Cannoli there to pick it up. Now to Turkman again. Little hesitation. Gets it over to Sarah Morella. Drives underneath to Humphreys. Berg took a big shot. No call either way. Out to Chatson-Cannoli on the wing. She's going to drive on Bolito. Puts up the short shot. No good. Pulled down by Berg. Murtaugh will pick it up. Gets it over to Simpson. Simpson walks it across the court now under 6.5. Berg with a long 2-point shot, and that'll be a long 2-pointer for Jersey as the lead is pushed up now 61-31. Scoreboard has 62-31. Humphreys gets it in the low post. Up on top, it'll go to Evans. We're going to drive. Get now to Sarah Malera. She's going to float one up, and that will be up and good. Sarah Malera with her 6th points of the game. Humphreys with the steal underneath, and she's going to push it up. No good. Berg with the rebound. Has to cover up. Tries to get free. She'll put it on the deck. Now crosses over on a couple of defenders. Long swing pass up to Simpson. Simpson drives. Looks to attack late. Bounce pass underneath to Kunze, who gets a shoulder charge by Evans. And Kunze looks to be no worse for wear as she'll head to the line for a couple. So they will say it was on the shot. Humphreys quickly coming out of the game with Half going back in. As Allison Kunze, who has 8 points in the game, looking for a couple more. Kunze at the line for her first. That one is going to be short off the front of the rim. No good. She'll have one more coming. 28-point Williston State lead here with 5:39 left to go. Next one on the way for Kunze. That one is going to be good. So Allison goes 1 for 2 from the line here on sophomore night. Turkman swings it over to Evans. Now up to Half, who pushed it across the timeline. Half turns the corner, looks to drive, kicks over to Ceremolera. Ceremolera gets away with a walk, misses the shot, her own rebound underneath to Turkman, who puts it up and in for 2 more. 62-35. Simpson, long pass over to Bolito. Weaves her way, gets it to Kunze underneath. Short shot up, no good. Berg with the rebound. Berg will dribble it out, looking for Kunze underneath, gets it in the paint. Drop step, steps through, puts it up and in. 2 more for Kunze, now in double digits with 11. 64-35. Ceremolera passes it underneath to Half. Back out to Ceremolera. 3-pointer on the way. That one rattles around, no good. Berg will pull it down, and she's going to be fouled by Turkman. That'll be the 3rd team foul on the Bucks here with 4:53 left to go. And with that stoppage, we'll have an under 5-minute media timeout. We're going to take our first break of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, more Teton basketball right here on the Williston State College YouTube page.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services is solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. 1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Micro back here for Teton basketball. Teton's pushing up the court. Jersey Berg races across the timeline. In transition, pulls the trigger from the charity stripe. No good. Rattle around. Godoy will pull down the ball and push it back up the court for the Buccaneers. Gets it off. It's going to be stolen away by Berg. Back come the Tetons in transition again. Berg looking to run the court. She's going to get all the way through. Hit as she goes up, and it'll drop in there for Jersey, who now has 9 points and a chance for 10 if she can knock down the 3-point play here with 4:28 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Substitution comes in. It'll be a second personal on Godoy. 4th team foul on the Buccaneers. One shot in from Berg. That one's going to roll off, no good. Back up the court now come the Bucks. Chattanooga long pass over to Evans. Has Half underneath. Pass going to be too tall. Taken away by Murtaugh. Tetons looking to run the court again. Murtaugh pushes it up to Berg. Berg has to reel it in. Now Kunze posting up underneath on Evans. Over on top to Simpson. Underneath to Kunze. Great seal by Kunze. Puts it up and in. She has 13. Kunze with 5 points so far in the quarter. Ceremolera working up the court. She'll pick up the ball. Hands it off now over to Turkman. Pass underneath to Evans, blocked by Bolito. They're going to call a foul on Bolito, a clear as day block, and it would have been out of bounds on Evans. So Bolito would pick up the foul. With 3:54 left to go, that's just her first personal. Evans now to the stripe, sitting at 5 points. 68-35, 33-point lead. First free throw kisses off the front of the rim, no good. She'll have one more coming. So Evans again looking to cut the lead down to 32. Puts her second one up, and that one will hit off the side of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Kunze. as the Tetons work their way back at the court. Bolito now driving baseline. Dump pass underneath to Coonsey. Get out on the perimeter to Simpson. Three-pointer's going to be off the back of the iron. No good. Murtaugh will pull it down. She'll dribble it out now up on top to Bolito. Bolito with a three-pointer. That one will be short, no good. Berg with another offensive rebound. Simpson from the baseline. That's no good. Coonsey with the board. She'll put it up, and Coonsey's going to be fouled by Turkman. So Turkman will pick up another one. It'll be the 15th foul. 3:30 left to go in the quarter. Humphreys to come in. No, they're going to call a foul on Chatzicanoli, so that looks like the officials may have got it on the wrong number on that one. Turkman will come out of the game with Humphrey in. And Bolito will check out with Conradson coming in. First one for Coonsey is going to be up and good from the stripe. She'll have one more coming with a chance to put the Tetons up by one more, and does now. It is a 70-35 lead. Coonsey 2 for 2 that trip. Self with a long pass. She'll get it over to Chatzicanoli. Looking underneath. Sarah Morella flips it up. What a great cut by Sarah Morella. And she'll put her in for two more. Back up the court. Once again come the Tetons. Simpson up on top to Coonsey. Looks to take off over to Murtaugh. Wide open look for three for Murtaugh. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Sarah Malera. She'll push it up the court. Got away with a travel as she was driving out to Chatzicanoli, who takes off, gets to the elbow, cut off. Now to half. Drives, kicks. Three-pointer on the way from Evans. Kisses the front of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Conradson. Now to Murtaugh. Murtaugh works over on the wing. Hands it off to Conradson. Mishandles the pass. Back in the corner to Taylor. Up on top, Conradson. Now in the mid-post area to Coonsey. Pass was off the mark. No good. Coonsey got taken down. And both couple of players for each team now slow to get back. Half will get it off to Chatzicanoli from way downtown. That one rattles around. No good. Pulled down by Murtaugh. She'll get it off to Simpson. 2:20 left to go. Berg with a long pass out from Simpson. Jersey will take a three-pointer. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Sarah Malera. And up the court she comes. Looks to drive. Pushes her way through. Murtaugh picks it up. She fires it ahead, and it'll be a little too far for anyone to get. It'll be Evans who tracks it down. A little sloppy ball for both teams here as we wind down this third quarter. 70-37 entry pass underneath the Humphreys. She's going to put it up. That'll be off the back of the iron. Pulled down by Simpson, who slows things down for Williston State. Final 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Kylie Simpson back up the court. Looking back door for Conradson. Nothing there. Picks up the dribble underneath to Coonsey, and Coonsey's going to be whistled for the travel. She got hit in the face with the shoulder of Sarah Morlera. Chatzicanoli will come out of the game with Godoy coming back in. Inbound play now for the Bucks. Tetons a little late to get back defensively, but the Bucks not pressing the issue. Sarah Malera on the wing, looking for a cutting Evans. Nothing there. Up on top to Half. Half looking down low. She'll drive, pushes it up on top now to Evans, back to Sarah Malera. Half on the baseline, driving on Simpson. Cut off on the baseline, stepped out of bounds, and that's going to be another turnover back to Williston State. Substitution coming in now for Williston State. It will be Erica Christensen. Will enter for the first time. Simpson, long pass up to Coonsey. Evans runs into the official. Christensen has it in the mid-range. Looks to drive baseline. She's going to be stripped, but picks it back up. Swings it over to Conradson for three. And that'll hit off the rim. No good. Bucks will tip it out of bounds. It'll stay with Williston State. Here with 1:08 left to go in the third quarter. Christensen set to trigger from in front of the Teton bench. And just before Christensen gets the ball, there will be another substitution. Into the game is Acton for the Buccaneers. Christensen set to trigger, and the defender in Evans had her hand in the face. Coonsey is going to be fouled on the ground by Half, and that'll send Coonsey to the stripe with 1:04 remaining. It was just the Coonsey going to the stripe. The scoreboard announced the first personal on Half. The scoreboard has 2, and we have 1. So we'll have to see post-game what it ended up with as Coonsey knocks down her first of 2 from the stripe. Now 71-37. Second of two on the way for Kunze. That one will be good. 2 for 2 trip again. Back up to a 35-point game. Half will get the ball and push it up the court. Guarded by Christensen. Step for step down the sideline. Looks to dish it off up on top. Godoy now to drive. Cut off by Conradson. Here comes Half. Is going to be fouled on the drive. And that'll be on Tia Conradson, picking up another foul. It'll be her third personal. Third team foul on the Tetons here with 50.7 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Half with her first free throw from the stripe. It'll be up and good. She'll have one more coming. Now has 5 points with a chance for 6. Taking her dribbles from the line. Here comes 2 of 2. That one's going to be no good. It'll be lost out of bounds by Humphreys, and they're going to say it goes back to the Buccaneers. So they'll get a fresh look with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Inbound play now comes. Evans looking around, trying to find someone up on top to Half. It'll go. And there's going to be a travel called on Jasmine Half. That'll turn the ball back over to Williston State here with 49 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Inbound play, Berg gets it into Conradson. Crosses over on the defender. Bounce pass over to Berg, who picks it up. Now gets it to Simpson. Simpson looks to drive, gets a lane to the bucket, and she's going to be fouled on the drive. Couple of bucks in the area. We'll see who it's on. It's going to go on Taylor Evans. That'll send Kylie Simpson to the stripe. Evans picks up her fourth. Couple of substitutions coming in. Evans now will check out. With Sarah Malera coming in. Also out of the game is Jasmine Half with Turkman back in. So Simpson with 12 points in the game at the line. 4-2. Her first one is going to rattle around and drop in. Simpson now with 13. The Tetons back up by 35. Looking to extend that out to their newest, largest lead. And Simpson does. Tetons now up 36, 74, 38. 40 seconds left to go in the quarter. Turkman pushes it up the court for the Bucks. Crosses the timeline. Sarah Malera finds it over into Godoy on the wing. Looking to work her way around the perimeter. Sarah Malera crosses over on Simpson. Gets into the paint. Barrels through Christensen. No foul called. And it'll be a loose ball. Akthun pulls it down out to Turkman, who gets a look at the bucket from long range. That's no good. Sarah Malera gets the rebound and put it back up and in. She has now 10 points in the game. First puck in double digits. Ball's going to be poked away from Simpson. Out of bounds, and the Tetons will retain with 7.7 seconds left to go in the quarter. Jersey Berg set to trigger the inbound pass. Gets it to Simpson. Looking to send something quick. 5 seconds left to go. Simpson curls around. Back it'll go to Berg. Underneath to Kunze at the buzzer. Up and in for Kunze, who now has 19 points in the game. And the Tetons back up by 36 at the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a quick 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the start of the fourth here from Williston.
Save on STIHL outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS-250 18-inch gas chainsaw. Built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new STIHL backpack blower or blower vac and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your STIHL this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Michael back here for Teton basketball exclusively all season long on the Williston State College YouTube page. The Tetons we're going to come back out up 36 here with 10 minutes left to go in the game. They're looking to put this one to bed against Dawson Community College. Second to last game of the regular season tomorrow The Tetons will have Miles Community College. Inbound pass goes to Angelina Califf. Califf working on Humphrey. Bounce pass up on top to Coonsey. She'll look to work her way through traffic. Now to Simpson. Curls around a screen. Califf from the perimeter. Gets it off to Conradson. Missed Bolito down open underneath. Conradson with the driving layup up and in. Tia for 2 more. She has 4 points in the game. Jadson Canoli set to check back in for Dawson. Up on top, it'll go now to Turkman. Over on the wing to Acthune underneath to Humphreys. Humphreys kicks it. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Conradson, who's a good wing defender for Williston State. Jadson Canoli now able to come in. She'll come in for Acthune. 9:27 left to go in the game. Tetons up by 38. Turkman moving along the baseline. No infraction call. They're allowed to get in. As now it'll be Sarah Malera gets it off over to Godoy. Godoy back to Sarah Malera. Flips one up, and that'll be in there and good. First bucket of the quarter for the Buccaneers of Dawson Community College. Now Kylie Simpson for the Tetons. Push it back up the court. She'll hand it off to Bolito. Coonsey screen up on top. Slip screen. Coonsey is going to be able to reel it in, but it'll be intercepted by the Buccaneers. Back comes a 4-on-3 break. Out to the perimeter to Jadson Canoli. Now to Godoy. A line drive will bank it in. Godoy with her second three-pointer. She now has double digits. As Kylie Simpson pushes it back up the court one more time. Simpson guarded by Turkman. Gets it over to Bolito. The baseline drive, and there's going to be a foul called on Turkman. 78-45 game, and that will send this the fourth personal on Turkman. Will be the first team foul of the fourth quarter. So now a couple of Bucks with 4 fouls. Inbound pass goes to Simpson in the corner, up on top to Bolito. Looking in the mid-post area for Coonsey. Can't quite find her. Bolito crosses over, a little hesitation. Now gets it off to Coonsey. Califf out to Conradson on the wing. Picks up a Califf screen. Tia for a three-pointer. That's off the rim. No good. Pulled down by Humphrey. She's going to be swarmed by Tetons. Now it's going to be up to a 3-0-1 break. Long pass will be airmailed out of bounds. So it's a golden opportunity for a layup for the Bucks. And they give it back to Williston State now with 8:13 left to go. 33-point lead for the Tetons. As a substitution will come in, Jadson Canoli checks out of the game. Jasmine Half back in. Conradson gets it into Simpson, who marches up across the logo. Closing in on 8 minutes left to go. Simpson pushes it over to the far wing. Bolito gets it in the corner, looking underneath for Calaf. Gets it in space. Hit a couple of times. She tries to go up. Still bumped. No call. As a shot is going to be up and no good. Humphreys reaching up, and she's going to be intercepted by Bolito. Simpson underneath to Coonsey. Coonsey's hammered as she goes up. That's going to be number 5 on Turkman. So Turkman will foul out of the game with 2 points. Coming in is going to be Marika Acthune, who's played sparingly so far in the contest. Taylor Murtaugh also will be checking in. She'll come in for Simpson. And at the stripe will be Coonsey, who'll have 2 more from the line. Coonsey with a quiet first half, and all of a sudden has 19 points, a chance for 20, and she gets it on the first free throw. Coonsey with 1 more coming from the stripe. Second of 2 on the way for Allison. That one is good as well. 80-45. Long pass. Bolito's going to tip it out of bounds. Stepped in front of Acthune with a nice defensive play on the outlet pass. As the Bucks will be straddling the timeline to get the ball in. Long pass goes up on top of the perimeter to Godoy. Godoy looking for Humphreys underneath. Good pass, and it's going to be blocked by Koloff. Could have had a foul there as Connerson pushed it across the timeline. She gets it into Coonsey. Coonsey up on top to Califf. Califf over to Bolito. Looking to cross over. Califf sets a screen. Bolito has it stripped away. And here comes the run out now by Godoy, and she puts it up and in. We'll see Godoy with 12 points. Inbound pass goes to Murtaugh, who pushes it up the court across the timeline over to Conradson. Now on the wing. Works away to Califf. Kunze in the mid-post. Drop step underneath to Bolito with a layup up and in. We'll see Bolito with 2 more. Bolito now with 8 points in the game for the Tetons, 82-47. Godoy thought about a three-pointer, kicks it off to Sarah Malera. Now to Self, looks to drive. A little bit of congestion as she'll hand it off into Acthune. Humphreys has it on the high post, looks to drive, goes for the running floater, hits the back of the iron 2-3 times, nothing there, and it'll be Half, puts it back up, tipped around again. Half will come down with the board. She'll look to drive and put it up. That's no good, and a very late whistle is called on the play, as that will be 2 shots coming for Jasmine Half from the stripe. Godoy checks out of the game with Taylor Evans coming back in. Second personal foul on Califf. First team foul for the Tetons in the fourth quarter. First free throw from Half is going to be up and no good. She'll have one more coming with 6:33 remaining. So Half at the line for her second of 2. On the way it goes. That one is good. 1 for 2 from the line. 82-48. Taylor Murtaugh weaving through traffic. Has a little bit of pace as she works her way now to Conradson on the high elbow. Conradson has her shot blocked, and it'll be Kunze and Kalaf pull it down. Simultaneous possession, no travel call. That'll allow Murtaugh to step back for a three-pointer. That shot's no good. Half pushes it way up ahead to Acthune, and the question is if Bolito touched it, and they say she did not. It'll go out of bounds back to the Tetons with 6:13 left to go. Couple more substitutions coming in for Williston State. It will be Gray and Fixico coming in. Califf and Kunze will check out of the game. So the Tetons now waiting for the substitutions. Bolito will get it into Murtaugh. Jogs it up the court. Taylor Murtaugh across the timeline. 6:08 left to go. Tetons way up, 82-48. Murtaugh drives, and there's going to be a bump foul called on Sarah Malera. So push foul will be the third team foul of the quarter. Third personal. And with now the third personal on her and Evans having 4. May run into some personnel problems. Gray gets the inbound pass, and they're going to say she's going to be blocked on the way up. Acthune, long pass underneath, it goes, and there's going to be a foul and one called as Humphrey puts it up and in. The foul will be on Conradson. So T will pick up another one here. Coach Triplett is saying, hey, what about the contact on the other end? As the Tetons have been hammered, as Coach Triplett saying, hey, they're getting hacked on the arm as Humphreys knocks down the free throw to complete the three-point play. 31-point lead. Fixico works it across the timeline to Bolito. Bolito picks up a tall screen from Gray. Pick and roll, nothing there. Now over to Fixico on top. Back over to Conradson. Looking in the mid-post area to Gray. Gray up at the elbow. Pass was too tall from Conradson. Godoy picks it up. She'll push it back up the court. Now driving. Bolito is going to draw the charge, and that's going to be a... Sarah Malera picks up her 4th. So now 2 players out on the court for the Bucks with 4 apiece. Back up the court comes Murtaugh for the Tetons. Bolito looking to drive, gets a seam, running jumper up and good. Bolito with a nice move to the bucket, and she puts it in. She has now double digits with 10. Godoy gets it to Humphreys. Looks to drive on Gray, crosses over. Look, a little backward shot up, no good. Loose ball on the deck, pulled up by Murtaugh. Races up the court, weaves through, gets a seam. Taylor Murtaugh goes coast to coast by herself. She now has 23. Conradson got a big push down the court from Humphreys as Godoy reaches the top of the perimeter. Evans back out to Godoy. Throws one up from deep, no good. Long rebound pulled down by Conradson, who gets it into Murtaugh. Taylor now pushing it back up the court for Williston State. Cross the timeline. 4:40 left to go in the 4th. Double high screen from Fixico and Gray. Murtaugh turns the corner. Swing pass up on top to Gray. In the corner will go to Bolito. Bolito for 3. That'll be up and over everything. Murtaugh with the rebound, and she's going to step out of bounds. I was going to say, it looks like she was able to tightrope walk it, but she must have just been on the line. With that stoppage under 5 minutes, it will be immediate timeout. The final one of the game. We'll take one as well. Back in 1 minute here from Williston.
Just check it. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC. Your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Michael back here for Teton basketball. Bucks have the ball working their way up the court. 86-51. Tetons in control with 4:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Good ball movement by the Buccaneers. They get it over to Half on the far wing. Up on top to Sarah Malera. Now back to Half. She's going to drive. Has it tipped away from her. Loose ball on the ground. Connerson comes away. Gets it off to Rietstra over underneath to Fixico with the layup up and in. Emily Fixico with her first points of the game. 88-51. Pushing up the court is Actoon. Looks again. And she looked to dump it off to a teammate, but she'll be picked up for the travel. As there's going to be a timeout called by the Buccaneers now with 3:53 left to go. We'll see if it's a long one or a short one. Looks to be just a 30. No, it'll be a full timeout called on the court. We'll take one more timeout and be back in another minute here from Williston.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we're more than just your local bank. We're your neighbors. We understand your financial needs because we call this community home too. Our commitment to you means personalized service, tailored solutions, and a friendly face every time you walk through the door. Discover the difference of banking with someone who truly cares and go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company, where community comes first. Stop in or visit asbt.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball exclusively on the Williston State College YouTube page. JC DeMontney working her way up the court for Williston State. 88-51. Tetons on the high side. Fixico over to Connerton. Curls around the top of the perimeter. Over to DeMontney looking underneath for Fixico. Good steal. Tipped away. DeMontney loses the ball, but she's going to fall on it. It'll be a jump ball. Alternating arrow. We'll give it back to the Buccaneers here with 3:37 left to go. It'll be Fixico now, who wears glasses out on the court, was looking at them after that spill to the floor. Now looks to put them back on, and they look to be all right as back up the court comes Godoy for the Bucks. In the corner, it'll go to Actoon. In the low post to Evans. Kicks it out to Half. Half up to Godoy. In the corner to Actoon. Bullet pass back to Sarah Morella. Now Half has it on the near wing. DeMontney with a tip away, and she's going to knock it away again from Half, out of bounds. So the Bucks will retain possession, but they'll only have 10 seconds on the shot clock to get something up. Inbound play goes up on top to Half. Works it well around into the corner, and there's going to be a travel called on Acthun. She had a little bunny hop before she took off on a drive. The turnover gives it back to Williston State. Up the court once again comes DeMonte. She pushes it up, hands it off to Connerton. Fixico with a good screen, looking for the pick and roll. Now DeMonte underneath. Nothing there, back out. Connerton working her way around. Rieksta has it. She goes from range, and that's going to be off. Fixico with the rebound. Power dribble puts it up, and Fixico will be fouled. She'll go back to the line for a couple. That'll be 2 shots now coming for Fixico. That'll be on Acthun. It'll just be her first personal, 5th team foul, and she'll come out of the game with Humphrey going back in. Emily Fixico at the stripe. She has 2 points. Chance for more here. First one on the way will be up and good. Fixico back at the line for her second of 2. On the way, and that one bounce off no good. It'll be Humphrey. Tips it away from Connerton. 1 for 2 for Fixico. Back come the Bucks up the court. Pass goes into the corner. Tipped around. It'll be pulled down by DeMonte, who's pushed it up the court. She'll hit the brakes. Now approach the top of the perimeter. Gets it to Fixico in the high post. Has it tipped away. Fixico gets it back to Connerton. Gets it underneath to Rieksta. Kicks it out on the perimeter. Here comes Christensen for a 3-pointer. That one is good. Big 3-pointer from the wing for Christensen. Erica Christensen now with 3 points in the game. Makes it 92-51. 2:15 left to go. Half pulls the trigger from way downtown. That one is going to be good. Jasmine Half now with 9 points in the game. 92-54. DeMonte working her way back up the court. Double high screen coming. DeMonte goes the other way. Hands it off to Conradson, who's going to barrel into the defender, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Tia Conradson, who's slow to get up. He may have had the wind knocked out of her. She is up under her own power. As they will bring back into the game Kylie Simpson. Godoy checks out of the game as well for Dawson, with Acthun coming back in. Sarah Malera, long pass over to Evans along the near wing. Swings it back to Acthun. Long 3-pointer coming. That's going to be off no good. DeMonte pulls it down. She'll run the point for the Tetons. Gets it across the timeline. Crosses over, picks up a Fixico screen on top. Dishes it off now to Christensen. Looks to drive baseline. She's going to be cut off and has it tipped away by Sarah Malera. 1:37 left to go. Tetons up by 38 points. They've led by as many as 42 here in this one. Inbound pass for Simpson up on top to DeMonte. Looks for a long 3-pointer, pulled it down, and is going to go for the runner up, no good. Rieksta with the offensive rebound, and that one's going to fall in there. Rieksta with the putback up and in for 2 more. Back up the court. Now comes the Bucks. Half has it on top of the perimeter. Working the ball away around now to Acthun. Going to drive. Pass underneath. It's going to go. Blocked by Rieksta. It'll be pulled back down into the hands of Fixico. Simpson will push the ball back up the court for the Tetons. Closing in on the final minute of play. Fixico with a screen up on top. Swing pass over to Christensen. Thought about a shot. She's going to drive baseline. Cut off to Simpson. Simpson with another Fixico screen. Works her way around. Rieksta now has it up on top, looking underneath for Fixico, can't find her. DeMonte from way downtown. That one's off the back of the iron, no good. Humphrey pulls it down under the 45 seconds now. Christensen trying to do something. DeMonte with a steal, and she's off. She'll slow things down. Now second effort, and she's going to put it up and be fouled, so that'll put JC DeMonte to the stripe. With a chance to get into the scoring column here in this one. Foul going to go on Acthun. It'll be her second personal. Godoy will check out of the game for Humphrey. Godoy will check into the game for Humphrey. And Christensen, and it'll be DeMonte at the stripe. First one on the way. That will be soft off the front of the rim. No good. She'll have one more coming with 34.1 seconds left to go. Next one on the way. That one will be good. Novotny now gets into the scoring column, 95-54. 41-point Teton lead. Haft has the ball up on top, swings it around over to Akthun, got away with another walk. As they go to half again, looks to drive, lose the ball, and there's going to be a foul called. And it'll be on Novotny, her first personal, third team foul, and that's going to send to the line Jasmine Haft. So Haft now had a quick word with her coach over at the bench before the free throws, and she'll miss the first half of the two-shot bonus with 20.8 seconds left to go. One more coming. Half of the line for her second of two. That one in and out, no good. And Fixico has it tipped out of her hands. And the Tetons will take back over here with 20 seconds left. Inbound play goes to Kylie Simpson. We'll march it up the court. Across to the timeline. Simpson looks to hold on to the ball. She'll dribble out now. The remaining 10 seconds left to go in the game. The Tetons come away with a big win here on sophomore day by the final of 95-54. We're going to take a little bit of a break here now. When we come back, we'll break down the halftime stats and get you ready for the men's game. We'll be back in a few minutes.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they've made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
For the 7 years, Experience Electrical Company has been marketing electrical, power, and automation partners. Vermont looks at technology, quality, and craftsmanship. They're confident they have the best team in the industry. Local community serving. Proud member of the Williston community, Expanse Community works to build a better future for their company, their craftsmen, and their customers. We pride ourselves on having one of the most efficient teams of directly employed licensed electricians and automation engineers in the industry. Interested in hiring up your crew? Visit expanseelectrical.com/careers to learn about their openings in multiple regions.
Legacy. It begins the moment we born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC 2011.
Looking for reliable, professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. It specializes in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to meet your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Team Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Save on STIHL outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new STIHL backpack blower or blower bag and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your STIHL this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Casasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
We're back here for Teton basketball with postgame of the women's game, pregame of the men's game. Looking at the postgame stats for the women's win, 95-54 over Dawson Community College. Starting off with the Buccaneers, Marion Malaria had 12 points, as did Amari Humphrey and Lucia Godoy. 9 points coming in from Jasmine Half, 5 in from Taylor Evans, 2 in from Sewell Turkman, and 2 as well from Irini Chadson-Canoli. In the game, the Bucks shot 35% from the field, going 20 of 55. 3 of 7 from beyond the arc for 17%, and 11 of 23 from the line for 47%. 32 total team rebounds. Sarah Malera with 9. She had 6 defensive, 3 offensive rebounds. A team total of 20 defensive and 12 offensive rebounds. 7 assists in the game, 8 steals, 2 blocks, and 32 turnovers for the Buccaneers. Looking over at the Tetons, they're led with 23 points in the game by Taylor Murtaugh. She was 9 of 17 shooting, including 5 of 13 from deep. 20 points from Allison Coonsey, 14 from Kylie Simpson, 10 each from Lassie Bolito and Jersey Berg. 4 points coming in from Tia Conradson, 3 in each from Erica Christensen and Emily Fickleco. Patience Gray with 5 points in the game, and 2 points from Jennifer Rieksta for the Tetons. The Tetons in the game shot 50% from the field, going 34 of 68, including 11 of 34 from downtown and 16 of 21 from the charity stripe. They were 32% from deep and 76% from the line. 36 rebounds for the Tetons. They were a +6 in the rebound margin. Led in rebounding by Jersey Berg, who had 8 for offensive and 4 defensive rebounds. The Tetons as a team had 26 defensive and 10 offensive rebounds. 22 assists for the Tetons. They're led by 9 from Kylie Simpson, 18 steals, 5 blocks, and 17 turnovers for the Tetons. Looking at some of the advanced stats, points in the paint, 44-34 Tetons. Points off of turnovers, 45-13. Second chance points, it was tied at 9 apiece. Bench points, 34-21 Williston State. There were no ties and 1 lead change. That came after the Bucs scored the first bucket of the game. The Tetons were able to push it back up on top, and they kept it there until the very end. Largest lead of the game for Dawson came with 2 points. That was with 9:44 left to go in the first quarter. The Tetons led by 41 points, and that ended up being the final margin. They first hit that with 2:25 left to go in the game. 10 minutes, or a little over 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes before the men's game gets started. We're going to kick it back for a short break. And when we come back, we'll get you going for the pregame show for the Teton men's game. We'll be back in a few minutes.